So after the man with the marzipan fruits, how did you get back together with Grandad?
Well, Arthur, his name was, didn't like his name, and Spooner, and he told me, would I get engaged and wait for him. He was being posted to Alexandria in Egypt, and I said yes, because my friend had we used to go out on a foursome, and my friend went out with his friend, so we'd always be together, and his friend had a car, which was nice. And they got engaged, so I think it was more that than anything that made me think it was a good idea. And we did get engaged, and he went, and after he'd been out there for about a year, he told me, he didn't like to say before, but that it was a 5-year station, and not 3, and thought I wouldn't wait for him for 5 years. I thought, maybe he's all right, I won't. Because I was cross that he'd misled me anyway, and also his letters were very boring. But that's all we had to be in contact, just letters.
Yeah.
He didn't tell me where he was, what he was doing, or what to describe the place. It was all about how much he loved me and sloppy ourselves.
So then you gave up on him?
Yes, and sent the engagement ring back, and he sent it back to me. Then he wrote to my aunt and said, I know your aunt has quite a lot of influence in your life. And he'd written and told her that he felt like going up in a plane and jumping out of it. So I thought, well, it's costly, we can't have that. But he never did, because after we were married, and we got Wendy, and I was expecting your mum, he met somebody that knew your dad. And I still he'd won he'd got a life-saving medal, and he'd also been given a silver cigarette case, which he'd left with me to look after, for saving somebody's life. So he's a good swimmer. He was quite a good athlete, actually, and he used to take me to cricket matches, which I can't bear, and speedway racing. We used to do a lot of stuff like that. And when his friend was posted, and my friend got married and he went away, I didn't like it when we were just on our own. I knew then that all the fun we were having, because of the crowd of us, the 4 of us. We used to go to dances, and we used to get horse brigades and bang on them as we were going along singing. And it was an open car, so we could sit on the feet on the seat and sit on the back, It was lovely.
And so how did you get back together with Grandad?
When it was Nanna silver wedding, and she asked us up there and to a party, and Grandad was there with his friend Stan Pauley, and we were having a nice time, and there's quite a lot of people there. We used to play some good games like stations. You had to find all the places, and then you'd have to find the connection, and rushing around the room looking at each sheets of paper. And we had a bump. I can't remember who it was with. I think it was her, actually. It's this girl that was draped all over him, and I was so angry when I saw it. I thought, what's she doing? He's mine. I'd always thought he was there for me when I wanted to come back to him, And she was quite a pretty girl too, dark-haired, Kathleen. And so I hobbled out because I'd turned my ankle over, and it did hurt. So I hobbled out, and I was sitting in the dining room rubbing it, and Grandad came in. I said, what's the matter? So I said, oh, I just twisted my ankle a bit. I said, it'll be all right in a minute. He said, I'll get something in the bathroom. Mum's got some stuff you can rub on it if you take your stocking off. So I did that, and he was kneeling down doing that when this girl opened the door and looked in. She gave me a poisonous look and went off again. And Sylvia and I went upstairs and decided to sample all the different drinks. So we were in her bedroom. And he came up to say, your mum and dad want to go now. So I said, okay, and I got up and I swayed a bit. He put his arm around me. And Oh, before that, Stan, we were paying postman's knock, and Stan was on the door, and I'm sure there's some collaboration there because it was funny that Dan Hooks picked me, my number. He'd sort of get his head round the door, you know, and talking to him. How much post is there? And he'd say, 4 letters for number, and obviously Santa told him, number so-and-so, and it turned out to be nearly so much I felt quite embarrassed about it. And he gave me, well, I think I gave him one too, quite a long kiss. And then he said, I'm coming down to Chatham soon, which is near where we lived. He said, I wonder if we'd call round. I said, oh, that was nice. And off we went. And then one day, I was going out with somebody else at the time, and one day he came round and I was just ready to go out. And I said, oh, I've got to be in Chatham, you know, going out. I didn't know you were coming. So anyway, he stayed and saw my mum and dad, and my sister was there. And he had to leave. And when I came home, he'd gone. So he wrote and told me he was sorry to miss me. But, and I said, well, would you like to come to my 21st birthday party? And he said, that would be nice. And he came back. And on the way back on the train, he didn't feel very well. He felt sick and pains in his stomach. But he was on this course. And he just got into the room where the course was held. And he said to the chap, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to report sick. And he said, why, what's the matter? He said, I've got a stomach ache. And the chap said, stomach ache? And you want to? He said, yes, it's really bad. And he said, well, go on, off you go. And he made him walk up to the hospital. And they, when he got there, they knew straight away they'd have to operate. And they said, what did you have for breakfast this morning? And he said, no, I didn't have any because I felt so sick. Right. And he said, they're standing there, they gave him the pre-med, and they were standing there saying, no, I think we've made just about that much cut. We don't need to do anything deeper. And I think it's just there, you know, arguing about it. And he had time to scribble me a note to say, I'm sorry I can't come to your party, but I'm waiting for an operation. And in the morning, I got... we had 3 or 4 posts a day then, and in the morning I got a card and a note just to say he was looking forward to the party. And then the second post, next thing was a chauffeur, green liveried man came with a huge bunch of red carnations. That's why I had them when we got married. And then I got another letter to say that he was having this operation, and I said, if you feel like it, visiting time is on Wednesdays, and it's after almost half an hour, I think we were allowed. And I went, and it was in the Naval Hospital at Chatham he was, and as I went in, it was a long ward filled with armed servicemen. And you know that Laurel and Hardy song? Da, 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 da. They were whistling that as I came in. I could feel my colour getting hotter and hotter. And when I got down to his bed, which was right at the end, he used to say, you look nice, and make him blush still more. And he said, are you going to come tomorrow? I said, yes, but I'm going to bring Dad with me. I'm not going on my own. So my dad came in. We took him some magazines and things, and then he wrote and said, could he meet me from work? And that's what we arranged. And I was going out with the chap that worked opposite, and he was terribly jealous, this chap. So anyway, I managed to get out there, and we walked away. And it was really funny because I was trying to think how I could break it off with him, and we were standing arguing, and there's a horse and cart there standing there, and the horse broke wind. I was so embarrassed, I went, oh, and just walked away from him. Have you ever heard a horse do that? God, it was loud. was really funny.